a nice D-loop. God, you're getting good with your terms, so I know. It's an adventure and an unforgettable experience where loops of colored line whip their way across the sparkling waters, where the sound of the reel heightens the excitement of knowing that a fish has taken the fly, or a beaver. This is where the anglers spend their days in secluded mountain streams and away from the world of the ordinary. Fly fishing is about paying attention to the details of nature, because when you step into the river, you become part of it. Its beauty is captivating, but it demands respect. It's about the fish. This is a Cascapedia salmon. It's about taking the time to understand their life cycle. It's about the flies. Fly tying is an art form and a passion. And as you can see, sorry Mark, but I put a woman tying flies because I think as you go towards the sport, fly tying is a beautiful expression of it. And there's our Lady Amherst Cascapedia fly.
Wow.
It's about the rods and the reels.
That's why the view comes up.
It's about the fishing guides and their patience. And Lena Kondo was one, I'm not really sure if she was the first female guide, but an amazing woman who shared the canoe with her husband Terry. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about Lee. We all knew Lee Form, not everybody, but the guides and that along, they knew Lee Form. Lee, Therese, he, Lee was Lee. And he was always interesting, but he was Lee. And one day he came into my office, and he left me with such, I'll never forget him for that. He started to talk about the salmon. And he started to tell me about releasing the salmon and the importance of it. Now, when Lee started out, he wasn't releasing salmon, you can be sure. But he sat in my office, he took the time, and he started to tell me about releasing the salmon and the importance of it. And he did all the movements and that how you hold the salmon after it's exhausted, because you were holding the rod, but that fish was fighting for its life. And he told me about holding it, taking the hook out of its mouth and cradling it so that the salmon can regain its strength and letting the oxygen get back into it. And then after you hold it for a while, he said, then you get to leave it go. And he said, that is salmon fishing. And he spoke in nicer words than that, but I was so impressed about the respect he had for the Atlantic salmon and what he did for a living, that I never forgot it, and I thought that it's worthwhile sharing with you.
What year was that, Mary?
Maybe I would like, when, are you talking about that picture there?
No, when he talked about catch and release with you.
It was not long before he died. I don't remember the year.
Well, he died in 2008.
So maybe it would have been maybe 2006 or something like that. Yeah, I was surprised because Lee had, let's just put it, Lee had killed many fish.
And Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
His partner.
Yeah.
A lot of people share a love of fly fishing and salmon fishing. This is my first cousin, Diane Michelin, and she loves fly fishing. She came and met me here. She wasn't born here. She was born in Montreal, and she lives out in British Columbia, but she did make her way to the Cascapedia, and I met her. And she paints watercolors, and she put the feminine touch on Atlantic salmon fishing.
That one's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Michelin.
Those are gorgeous.
They're gorgeous. She put, again, there's just something about her work that, and it's not because she's my cousin, but she just, a beautiful expression of them.
Oh, I
like that.
Yep. Actually, Amy, that looks like you.
Some of her work is sold in the boutique for the museum. Yep.
Original painting, $1,400. She travels to exhibitions now all over.
She's still in BC, Mary? Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my favorite.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
That was one of her first, and I found it did put the feminine side
Yep.
on fly fishing. I love the old reel. But there's many others who find a way to share their love of salmon fishing. This is Ellen McCallum, and she started fishing. I think she was only young, and she started to carve fish. Okay, it's written right there. At 9 years old, and she began carving fish. She was also here on the Cascapedia, and we had one of her fish at one point here. She's done some beautiful work. And this is one that she did at the Cascapedia. There are other carvers here in the area as well. Then of course we have Tipsy Canoe Designs, who she's finding her way to connect to salmon fishing in the river. We of course had Warren Gilker and Jackie Harrison, who made the weather vanes that are all over the world. Of course we had this book that I had the opportunity to work on, Cascapedia Giants again. And even somebody local, Jean McWhirter, who did the Grand Cascapedia River pools. Everybody who connects with the river, it leaves them with something. Yes, Terry's wife. Fly fishing is a time away. It's a connection with nature, it's an adventure, a passion, a sport unlike any other. It's a skill, it's exciting, a practice of patience, an acceptance of walking away without catching anything, yet having enjoyed the moments. It's about planning your trip months before you go. It's about spending time alone with your thoughts, your rod, and your flies. You hear, pardon?
Yeah, that's the one.
It's about spending time alone with your thoughts, your rod, and your flies, and hearing the rippling of water as you sit and you wait, and you cast and you wait. It's time well spent. It's happiness. It's peaceful. It's about the friends you meet along the shore. It's about the laughter. And it's about the food.
Oh, please. That's it.
It's about the stories that you take home with you. It's about what is waiting for you below the surface. And releasing it back into the waters. That's my girl. So that it can spawn and bring back to the next generation. That's actually when I was releasing salmon. So that someone else gets to throw their line across the water and catch their own. It's about caring for the river and its environment. It's about dreaming of coming back to throw another line someday. And it's about the future of fly fishing. And that's it. If you have any questions?